Welcome to Badger Pack Sports Podcast with your hosts Justin Legal and Robbie Sorensen. Your home for all things Wisconsin sports. Whether it's Badger football, hoops, or Packers talk, we're bringing the takes, the laughs, and the latest updates. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Badger Pack Sports. Glad to be with you guys. Going to be doing a 7-round Packer mock draft today and joined, as always, by my co-host, Justin Legal. Justin, how's it going?
You all know the drill, folks. Mock draft season is here and upon us, and we have 1 week to go till draft night in Green Bay. So what better time than to dive into a 7-round Packer mock draft? And let's go crazy, huh? Let's see how this board turns out.
I was going to say, exactly 1 week from now, it's going to be getting pretty close to the Packer pick. Around that 9:30, 10 o'clock is when we're recording this one tonight. So on Thursday. So getting amped for it.
Getting amped. Hey, we'll be there in person too. I know we said it multiple times. We're hyped to be there. There's a buzz in the community. I think I've shared in previous episodes, I live about 10, 15 minutes in the stadium, and I drive by a couple days a week, and just seeing the scene over there, how fast we're throwing this stage up and how many businesses are adjusting their hours and the buzz and the excitement in town, it's pretty awesome. So I think it's great for the community and great for Green Bay to be shown even more on a national stage for such an awesome event like this. So
The Mark Murphy farewell, he's going to be his contract's kind of up just with how the way the Packers are the whole front office is systematically scheduled there. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but so it's kind of his big last hurrah.
Yeah, and I think he deserves his flowers, but maybe we do a farewell to Mark Murphy show when he's officially done and maybe recap his tenures. I think very underrated tenure. But hey, speaking of underrated, there's probably a lot of underrated prospects that are going to be showing up on this board here. We're using a new tool, NFL Draft Buzz. It's actually new to me. I think, I'm I'm going to be at the command here. And if you watched the last episode, I almost blew the episode. So thanks to Robbie for keeping that on. And we only give you top-notch quality here on Badger Pack Sports. That's all you get around here. Top-notch. We're doing seven rounds with trades, only for the Packers in this episode. And we'll just kind of talk about players that catch our mind, or catch our eye, and just bear with us as we dive in because this is all in real time for us. So let's let it rip.
Yeah, here we go.
And we did not get off for trades. That's great.
No. Ooh.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh.
And
my.
Golden's on the board. Wait, come on. We got to look up who got drafted here. We got to see this. Travis Hunter goes 1, Cam Ward, Carter, Kevin Banks with a big pick.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where most people have a problem with the NFL Draft Buzz because sometimes the randomness is just a little off. But
look who's at pick 13.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Hoping he doesn't get concussions there.
Gray Zabel really high up here. Interesting. Luther Burden, my boy there.
Yeah.
Gets drafted. I mean, I think there's not much of a discussion on this one, but I'll let you, maybe you talk me off the ledge of Ted McMillan.
Will Johnson is also there. And I know we've talked about how Jair is still on the team, but I heard he is still actively being shopped. So I guess that would be my only other argument is you have a top-notch wide receiver, but you do also have a top-notch corner there.
I will say, if we did not address...
Whoa. Tyler Warren's there too.
No.
I know they won't take Tyler Warren, but...
Well, we got Musgrave and Kraft. I would say, to me, it's about free agency. We did not touch the receiver room in free agency. We have Christian Watson who's out for the season. I'm not even going to count on him. I know he might come in later in the year, but it's like, with his skill set, how effective is he going to be off that ACL? I almost have 2025 written off for him. I mean, if we get him in the playoffs, that'd be great.
Yep.
Romeo Dobbs, we've kind of know his head injury and concussion concern. So really that leaves you with Jaden Reed and then Wicks and Tucker Kraft and Musgrave. Like, it's like you need that another receiver. And Ted McMillan, you look at his profile, I mean, 6'4", 220, ran a 4.55 40. So not the quickest guy in the world, but just production galore. It just has unbelievable measurables from a height, hands, and weight standpoint. It would take a lot for me to be talked away from taking Ted McMillan if he sat here at 23. I mean, he's been top 10.
I guess we are going Ted. We're going Ted McMillan. Woo! Man, that would be crazy. That would be a crazy fall right there.
Well, I see
People
a
would be
crazier
shouting.
fall in front of us here.
Oh my. Oh my.
Robbie's gonna lose it over there.
Oh,
He
I don't even
he
know
might need
where
to
I
step
can.
away
Oh,
and take a breather.
oh, whew. Yeah, Jihad Campbell. If he's there, man.
Let's look at defensive backs quick, because I think that's the other elephant in the room, just to see who's there. I mean, Maxwell Harrison's there. That's a name that's been kind of talked about, but
Darian Porter, I normally like him in the second round.
Yeah. I mean,
but
you can't take your
Jihad
eyes off
Campbell,
the
man.
gold of Jihad Campbell. I mean, I don't even think, Alabama guy. I think there's a couple things with him, and maybe we should take a couple minutes before we draft these guys just to talk about why they're falling. Well, the reason why Jihad Campbell might be falling is he tore his labrum right after the combine. Robbie has his theory as to why he tore his labrum.
He was hitting those bags so hard at the combine, man. It's like, and it looked effortless too. Effortless, and dude just smacking those bags. Man, they were ringing throughout that whole stadium at Lucas Oil.
Yeah, and we want. I mean, just imagine him partnering with Edgerrin Cooper. Just gives me Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis vibes. They could be completely different players, but I mean like that type of dominance in the interior, like two dudes that put the fear of God on the other side of the ball. It looks like his weight's a little bit lower. I think you can bulk up his weight and you leverage the 6 to 9 month recovery to kind of work on his body a little bit.
Yeah.
I know he can't do much with his upper body. He tore his labrum, but
the crazy thing is though, he doesn't look small when you watch him, and you look at his body. He doesn't look small.
No, I agree, and he's very versatile. He can come off the edge. He can play the inside. I can just see like Halfley get some awesome third down schemes on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and longer, of just speed. With we even have Quay Walker this year too. I mean, this would be a tremendous fit. I think everyone on this episode's gonna know where we're going here with Jihad Campbell.
Yep.
So let's lock him in here. Heck of a start. Oh, we're getting offered Kevin Zeitler. Wow.
Well, being Badger fans, you almost want to take him.
What's the other offer here? We got oh boy.
Yeah, 2026 our friends is nah.
Yeah, and pick 3. Yeah, definitely don't. And what do they want? They for pick 87, just a straight swap for Kevin Zeitler at guard.
That's gonna be a no-go.
Yeah, we're gonna reject that. Thanks for the offer though.
Yeah.
Okay, I almost feel like we have to look at defensive back and defensive line. Noah Williams is there. It's a name that we've seen kind of mocked. Might be a little bit of a reach there at 87.
Yeah.
If you look at defensive line, Darius Alexander, that's a guy.
I think Darius Alexander would probably be the guy. I know he's an older prospect. Is that 27 for an age?
No, that's a player rating.
Okay, phew.
His age, let me see if I can find it here. Again, new site for us, so please bear with us.
I want to say he's I just want to say he's older. I want to say he's at least 24. But the hype is there for him.
Yeah, in PFF they have him kind of like that upper second round pick.
Yeah.
And we definitely, we've talked defensive line a little bit in the previous episodes. We had Darius Slayton.
Yep.
Was it Darius Slayton?
No, TJ Slayton.
TJ Slayton, yeah, I'm getting my Slaytons mixed up.
Yeah.
TJ Slayton off and to greener pastures in free agency. Yep. Kenny Clark is kind of at the end of his contract a little bit, where the Packers may look to get out of there. You need depth on the interior. I really like this pick. Our boy Cujo, big Toledo guy.
Yep.
He could be. You can celebrate a little bit on Darius Alexander. So I think we're going to take him, huh?
Oh yeah, Darius Alexander.
What a draft thus far! What a draft! And now we got some more trades here. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to take a trade with our foes. Another Viking. Vikings keep calling us in trades.
Yeah, pick one around 5. Nah.
The 2026. Actually, this one wouldn't be so bad, Robbie. We're dropping from 124 to 139, and we're acquiring another 6. And I know Goody has talked about gathering more draft capital. So,
yep.
And if we look at Detroit, we're not going to look at next year. As much as it'd hate me, I wouldn't mind taking this offer from Minnesota.
Yeah, maybe we take it. Get some more picks.
All right, let's accept that from Minnesota. All right, Chicago. Yeah, the trade value meter isn't that high. I kind of would say
I'm
no
kind of
thanks
good.
on that.
Yeah.
And Carolina, we're good there too.
No.
Same with Houston.
Yep.
Same with the Rams or the Chargers. So we're going to reject. We are going to pick at what pick number are we at here? 139, round 5.
Yep.
So far, we have gotten Tet McMillan, Jaha Campbell, and Darius Alexander, 3 stud prospects.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we have to look at defensive back, and there's no Williams sitting there.
Yeah.
If you look at him, Robbie, what do you know about Noah Williams?
I mean, Noah Williams, I think it's good man coverage guy. So I think could be definitely a good fit for the Packers here.
Yeah, we've seen him mocked to Green Bay quite a bit.
Yeah. Quincy
I
Riley. I know, just kind of hearing about his attitude. I think he plays well there.
He's got a strong hair game. Give him that.
Yeah.
4.48 40. Not too bad.
A little bit smaller hands, but he's not a receiver. So.
Yeah. Elite ball skills. That's what I like to see.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm. Is there a defensive back here that's catching your eye that we want to lock in here?
I think it's ranked 147. Yeah, so we go Quincy Riley.
Let's take him. And we do get to pick again in the 5th round, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think I am curious to see what the receivers are looking like here. There is some depth in this class.
You got Ricky White. Deontay Thornton.
Yeah, Deontay
Jr.
Thornton.
Yeah.
4.3 40, absolute speed guy, 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy could be something here. Really wondering why he's so low on the board with these measurables. I wonder if he had a disappointing tenure.
It's kind of that Tennessee offense. I think he's really only got like one route, and so. But I think in the Packers offense, it's like that's all they really need.
Yeah, especially with the Christian Watson injury, it's like you could definitely leverage the skill set to fulfill that deep threat early on, and then kind of develop him into more routes on that route tree. So
yeah,
Deontay Thornton could be an interesting pick here. Let's snag him there at 159. I think that trade with Minnesota worked out well for us.
Yep.
That brings us to 187. Robbie, do we want to look at running backs?
I was gonna say that. I was gonna have us look there.
And look who's sitting there.
Yeah, DJ Giddens, but also Tootin out of the Virginia Tech there too. One of the faster backs, and that, like I said, I kind of like the guy you can pair with Josh Jacobs, kind of, a little bit of thunder and lightning. So I think Tootin that'd be a good move right there.
Yeah, I love that too. Just for the sake of it, let's just look at offensive line too.
Yeah.
Because that's always a position we always tend to pick a guy. We got our boy Jack Nelson looking at us right in the face. We're at round 6. We do pick again in 11 picks.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering if I think we take the speed back because I think that's a guy that could fall, and then we take a look at offensive line at 198.
Yep.
So I think that's a good plan there. So let's take Tootin. You darn Tootin. Now let's look back at offensive line, and we did lose our Badger.
Yeah.
Looks like Jack Nelson is going down to Jacksonville. That's good for him. Better climate for him out there. There's a gopher looking at us as a guard.
Yeah. Probably looking at maybe a tackle here.
Yeah, with Rasheed Walker kind of the question mark there. Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. I'm not.
Yeah, Caleb Rogers there out of Texas Tech. What's his kind of profile?
6'5", 312.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty good 40.
Good.
A little low on the bench numbers. His arm length is pretty short.
10-yard split was okay. So.
I wonder if his arm length, how that's going to.
Yeah.
Might be more projected to a guard. Let me just look at Crenshaw here. 6'7", 316. You have to think he's got 34-inch arms. That's a much better arm length. But now you're talking
10-yard split's rough.
Yeah.
There.
But again, it's like we're at that point in the draft too where not all the boxes are going to check. You almost have to, you wonder what skill set's going to fit. 6'6", 302 here for a guard.
Yeah.
Are there other positions that we think about? I know quarterback always tends to be thrown out there just because they always like getting a project guy. I almost feel like with the guys we're seeing here, you almost rather wait and see what happens in the undrafted free agent side.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait to get Graham Mertz. I mean, we can wait for him.
Yeah, and I know tight end we've sort of floated around a little bit just to kind of, you don't know with Musgrave if he's going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where's your head at here? I'm open to options.
You can also look at linebacker here, maybe just see what's available there. Jay Higgins, I feel like that a guy out of Iowa just screams, hardcore special teamer.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind special teams guys. You need them.
Definitely need them.
Ran a 4.82 there. Probably smart linebacker though, coming out of Iowa though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I say we lock him in. Let's play a chance on an Iowa backer. I think that's nothing wrong with that. So let's take him. Now we jump to pick 237.
Yep.
Do we take another look at offensive line? Carson Vincent sitting here. I know this is a name that's been interesting. 6'7", 315.
Yeah.
Decent arm length at 34.5.
Yeah. 3-cone was good.
Yeah, 3-cone. The broad jump's pretty good. That bench press though, 14 reps. That's definitely needs to build on strength. Which
but he's 6'7". He's got 34-inch long arms. You know what I mean? It's like it's a lot of weight you're moving. He's got to move it up higher than everyone else.
Yeah, no, and he played in the Senior Bowl. Definitely has the size at 6'7", 305. You think in the NFL, in Green Bay too, they're probably going to try to put 10, 15 more pounds on him to see if he can carry it. Yeah, I think this is a guy, classic project tackle that you can just take, kind of like what we did with Glover last year. I'm going to end up actually doing some spot reps for us. So
I think that would be a good one right there.
All right, let's take him. Carson Vincent
can sit behind Walker for a year.
And I think this is our last pick of the draft. It is at pick 250. Just a recap here, we've gotten 2 receivers. We have snagged a linebacker, Jahad Campbell. We got an interior defensive line, 1 corner.
We did not snag Jahad Campbell. We stole Jahad Campbell. I don't know how they
steal him.
I don't know how they let him get out of there.
One position, Robbie, we have not touched is edge.
Ooh.
And it's like, is there any guys here that we look at? Ethan Downs from Oklahoma. Let's see what he's got going. 6'4", a little shorter for a Packers D end, an edge. Only 3 sacks. Really nice 40 though. Pretty decent there. 32 reps on the bench. Very strong. The point of attack. Definitely interesting. And then there's another Oklahoma State guy, Colin Oliver. I know you.
Yeah. Go Pokes.
Yeah. 6'2", though. 6'2".
Yeah.
That could be a special teamer, but I don't know how I feel about him coming off the edge.
Yeah.
What was his sack? Yeah, only 1 sack. I don't know about that.
Ooh,
Any other positions?
Once again, that's probably 6'3", 265.
Only 2 sacks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That must be
Pickens.
One. Yeah.
Where did we take our boy Graham Mertz as a little project quarterback to have in the quarterback room?
Could be fun there. We got linebacker wise. Once again, it's like
I feel like with McDuffie and Walker and Jahad Campbell.
Maybe defensive back. Maybe you take a flyer on another defensive back.
Like a Jalen Smith from USC. Hunter Woller's on the board.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the conversation's over there. But just so we're not homers here, heck of an athlete.
Yeah.
Really tested super well at the combine.
I think he had
tremendous 3
RAS in the 9s there.
This is a guy. Remember last year in the safety room, we got banged up a little bit. McKinney stayed healthy all season, but Evan Williams was banged up. Javon Buller got banged up a little bit.
Yeah,
it does not hurt to have depth. And you need special teamers. Hunter Wohler fits that bill, and I think if he's sitting here at 250, we have to take him.
Yeah, no, Hunter Wohler would be a core special teamer. Like I said, he played as a freshman at Wisconsin. They said one of the biggest things is he was almost always on the teach tape. So.
Absolutely. But yeah, this is our draft. Just a recap, we were able to steal. There's a lot of steals in this draft. Ted McMillan sitting at 23.
Yeah.
A guy that I personally think is going to go in the top 10 to 12. I would be a little bit surprised if he fell more than that.
Yep.
Robbie, your boy Jahad Campbell. I think we've said enough about him. You know, Darius Alexander, I think those first 3 picks are just absolute home run value guys. I think my favorite pick in this entire draft is Dante Thornton. I think he could be something special. I don't know, Robbie, who's your under the radar guy from this draft?
I think it'd be Tootin. You know, just once again, guy who you compare with Josh Jacobs. I think that could be huge. You know, I think Jacobs was able to handle the workload and he did a good job last year, but always nice to just have someone else you can give the ball to, and especially home run threat. Oh yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. And we want to hear from you guys. Drop in the comments below. You know, who would you have picked? Do you like these picks? What do you think of the NFL Draft Buzz website? You know, definitely it's interesting to see how these mock draft pages differ in rankings. But we definitely want to hear from you for sure.
Yeah. And we had a different mock draft before, but then we had some technical difficulties on as we were recording, so we had to do it again. So Ted McMillan was not there the last time we did it, but no, always kind of crazy to do mock drafts and just see how much they change each time you run them. But it's definitely been fun. Me and Justin love doing this. Excited to have all you guys watching. You know, be sure to like and subscribe. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Music and all those things. So that's a new feature that we got. So we're excited to have that. And so glad to bring you the 7-round mock draft. Be sure to keep tuning in for more things on the Badgers and Packers and NFL draft. See you next time.
Peace.